So TikTok is the fastest growing social platform for Gen Z and younger. It's where they're at. It's where they are consuming content. It's where they are placing a lot of their time. It's just a huge part of their consumption and their media diet. A few little bits of data here. In 2022, Q1, over 100 million users were active on TikTok in the United States alone. Well, that's almost like a third of the nation. 41% of those users were between the ages of 16 and 24, and 90% of those users say that they use the app daily. Now, the average user spends an hour and 25 minutes on TikTok daily, and they open the app 17 times. So you're talking about a lot of engagement. An hour and 25 minutes, it's like a feature film. For that time to be spent daily on this app is just huge. It's a great opportunity to interact with audiences, a great chance to get feedback from audiences, and a great chance to reach out to them. Why is TikTok so effective? Why does TikTok have this giant growth? That's a big question, but I think it's actually fairly simple when you take out a lot of the mysticism around the app, honestly. TikTok's success is directly a product of its content suggestion algorithm. Ultimately, when you think about what TikTok is, it's a great recommendation tool, because when you open the app, it opens directly to the For You page. And the For You page is just recommended videos for your account. Instagram has this focus on followers. YouTube has a focus as kind of being a search engine for videos, but TikTok opens immediately to a content feed that is algorithmically tailored to you. It's not focused on followers, really. When you hit follow on TikTok, you're telling the algorithm that you like this account's content and to definitely add it to the feed in the future, but you're not gonna get every bit of content from that user necessarily. The main thing that it's gonna be looking at is what you respond to. What do you comment on? What videos do you complete? All those kind of actions that you do on each video, that's going to tailor your algorithm choosing what content to give you and recommend to you. For the For You page from the user side, you have to think about this as just like a great content stream. You're getting content from all over the internet suggested to you, and so the algorithm is just trying to think of you as a user. They're trying to find content that fits your user profile. And the main goal is to keep you on the platform. It's meant to be addictive as a platform, keep you on, and it's really trying to measure engagement as you do so. From the creator side, the way I think about this is that it's kind of like a rapid live audience testing machine. Every bit of content you're making is going through that process, basically. You create a piece of content, you put it on TikTok, and then TikTok is gonna treat it like a testing machine, really. So it's gonna suggest this video to a small initial audience that it believes would like the content in the first place. And with that first audience, it's basically gonna measure whether or not they actually watch the whole video. If they don't watch the whole video, then it's gonna log this video as like, oh, this video isn't good. This video, people will drop off on it. It's getting tested once, then it's gonna be sent to a broader audience, and then it's gonna be sent to another broader audience, and it's gonna be tested all along the way to determine whether or not this video has reached all the users that it thinks would find the video valuable. The first thing is the hook. You need to catch people right in the very beginning, get people to want to stay on the video the entire time. Again, the biggest metric you want people to fulfill is watching the video the entire time. It can be like the game of a sketch if you're doing like a funny video. You can ask a question that you'll answer by the end of the video. You can just tell them what you're going to talk about, but it's things like introducing why people should watch this video. So you could say something like, if you don't know the current drama going on with Taco Bell and Taco John, I've got all the answers for you. And the people are like, well, what's this about? I want to listen to this. I want to hear more about why Taco Bell and Taco John's are beefing. And then they'll watch the video. And as long as you support the video the whole way through, it should work out. And then, yeah, you have to support the viewer throughout the entire video runtime. So you have to deliver on the promise of the hook. If you say something and then you kind of detract from it, you don't really answer the question anymore, people start getting the feeling of like, is this guy actually going to answer the question? Should I trust this guy? Is he just kind of giving me a crappy answer? There used to be a time on TikTok when users were like, here's this story, and then they went through the story a little bit, and then they said, follow for part 2. That made a lot of users unhappy with the platform, so you really want to support people throughout the entire video's runtime and get people to watch the entire thing. Question about how you do that. One thing is cutting out all the dead air. A lot of things like cutting out the breaths. Your natural pauses that you would normally do if you were in person with someone, you should think about cutting out as much of those breaths as possible, so that way it's just word after word after word. If you end the video basically by saying like, that's the answer to the question that I asked in the beginning, and then you say something like, follow for more videos on this content, yada, 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 then you've already told the audience the video's ended. They can now switch off. Meanwhile, you're still talking, and that's gonna look bad to the algorithm because there's suddenly a drop off 3 seconds before the real ending of the video. People didn't complete the video. One way of that is working that into the beginning. So I follow this photographer who says like, here's how you pose people better in your photos. But before I answer the question, follow me for more of this content. But now let's get back to what I was starting the video about. Asking for people, the call to action there is baked into the very beginning of the video, really. So that way people don't think of that as a time to jump off the video and not complete the video. The last suggestion I have for this is to make sure that your videos contribute to the overall promise of your channel. One thing that you want to think about this is, why would people hit the follow button? On TikTok, you kind of have to think about like, what is the value of this channel? And so the example I have here on screen is this guy named Barry Enderwick. He's a cook, he's a food critic, and he runs 4 different TikTok channels. They're all related to food, but he felt that they were different enough that they had a different promise. And so if someone wanted to follow one, not the other, he didn't want for people to like not follow it at all. If I was like watching a piece of content and, I really like this one video, but this guy has like 5 different series on his channel and I don't really care for all the other ones, I just won't follow it at all. But if it's like, I go to this channel and I find that the video is a part of a broader series that does this exact thing over and over again, boom, it makes clear sense to me why I should follow this channel, and then I can make my decision. So best practices for TikTok. These are general rules to think about. First thing, user interactions that are measured, that matter. So as I said earlier, the biggest one is just completion rate. You want people to stay on the entire video as long as possible. Don't give them an opportunity or reason to jump off. Just keep them on as long as possible. Support the storytelling. In our opinion, the average watch time should be at least 50% of the total watch time. At least 25% of your audience should complete the entire video. Gear your entire video towards completion rate. Anything that kind of gets you there is valuable. And then account health and authority, the community standards violation. So don't make any videos that could possibly be construed as like self-harm or telling people to be violent or anything like that. The main focuses in the last year or two in terms of TikTok's changes and growth is mainly about protecting minors, getting sexually explicit content off the platform, and now it's combating copyright abuses because every content moderation team has to deal with that kind of thing. Consistency of posting, you definitely want to post at least weekly. Their suggestion is 3 times a week at least, and then ideally up to 3 times a day. If you do after 3 times a day, they say, there's no way your content could be that good. Their main thing is post consistently to make sure your account is in good standing in terms of being an authority or a valuable member of the community. That's a term they've been using recently. And that basically just means that you're invested in the platform, that your content doesn't end up on a bunch of other platforms just like willy-nilly, that you actually engage with people who comment and share, and you stitch and reply to other videos and stuff like that you're just a member of the community and that you're engaged in the platform. They said you shouldn't delete videos in the past because they just kind of wanted you to be staying on the platform. If you deleted videos a lot, then that would kind of be a signal to them that, oh, you're not really sticking on the platform, you're not really committed here. Recently, they started saying, oh, you can delete videos now. That doesn't seem to be a major problem in terms of what they want, which is that you're invested in the platform. Hashtags, not super helpful these days. Because of the improvements in algorithms, the algorithm is able to log metadata on your video way better than you individually putting a bunch of hashtags on the video could be. So the best practice here is just to use 3 hashtags, make them pretty broad, make them focused on something, just to kind of make sure that the algorithm knows that, oh, this video is educational or this video is about this topic, but don't go too willy-nilly on it. What has been shown as a thing that you can do to help your video is post the video at the right time. With the understanding that the platform is measuring user engagement, you want that video to first land with the right audience. If you posted it at the wrong time zone for your audience, that video is going to be sent out to a first audience and they're not going to be your target audience. So you want to post at the right time for your target audience to be awake, to be active. This tends to be around 11 a.m., right before the lunch break starts, and around 3 to 4 p.m., which is about the time people get home from school or get home from work. You want to look at your algorithms on your account after you've made a few videos to kind of get a sense of where your audience is really active. If you have any other questions, guys, feel free to email us, calvin.tran@nodehaus.co or jacob@nodehaus.co. We're definitely able to help out. Just play around with the platform, experiment, make some good stuff, focus on the hooks. Thanks, guys.